I didn't know that until I hit that 6-figure mark.
Right.
Because I said money, money, money.
Right.
You know, I want to get, you know, I had the Mercedes Benz and all that stuff like that. But that didn't make me happy. When I quit my job, that's probably the scariest thing.
Yeah, man.
Because I was very comfortable, stable. And comfort doesn't mean it's not always a good thing. But once I put that 2-week notice in, I had it all typed up, right?
Yeah.
And I was sitting on it for a little bit. We subscribe to the American dream,
Right.
and a lot of people will say, you know, you were living an American dream,
Right.
but that American dream wasn't good.
It wasn't your dream.
It wasn't my dream.
Top Hill episode travel edition. I ain't gonna put a number on it, man.
I like that.
But we're like past 150 something episodes at this point. But
That's work right there.
But you know, hey guys, we are here in Nairobi, Kenya. As you guys know, we've been preparing for this trip, man. I told you guys we're gonna have some surprises, and I asked you guys who you guys want me to collaborate with, who you guys want to hear me talk to, and I got my guy right here. I'll go ahead and let him introduce himself, man. What's going on?
What's going on, Lou? His name's Mfalme Musa. I too have a YouTube channel. It's called Mfalme Musa. I pretty much showcase Africa in its entirety because we've been fed the wrong narrative too long.
Yeah.
So now we're rewriting it. And I'm glad to be here.
Man, it's an honor to have you here, man. I was digging into your content, and I was just like, oh, this brother is his mindset is exactly where I'm at. Like, our whole goal of our podcast is to help bridge the gap between that and diaspora.
Absolutely.
That bridge has just been broken for way too long. And from doing this podcast, seeing our brothers and sisters here on the continent reaching out to us, like, yo, like, we want you to hear our music, we want you to see our culture and stuff like that. Like, what do you guys think of this? And you guys have amazing, dope, talented artists, business professionals, stuff like that. So I just want to continue to amplify their voice, show them that, like, we hear you,
Yes.
and we support you.
Absolutely.
And we're doing it. And you got two brothers right here from the United States. We're now sitting here
In Africa. Nairobi, Kenya, to be
Kenya,
exact.
That is, so here we are, guys. So we're gonna get into it, man. I like having these conversations, man. So I always look at what is the issue with our people back home, right? Like, why is it that at every statistic we're at the bottom? Why do we have the highest crime rate? Why do we have the lowest household income, the lowest credit scores, whatever it is? So when you start thinking about it, like, there's a direct correlation from the end of slavery.
Absolutely.
You know,
Starting police and all that. Police wasn't around until, you know, they abolished slavery.
exactly.
Right.
That's where it came from. And then, you know, even people think that we were free, no, we were emancipated. And the emancipation means a transfer of ownership.
Yes.
So what they started doing is they created the police, they created jail systems, and they still have these constant slavery to this day. So when I started looking at what was wrong with our people, it's like, why is it all these other, you know, groups come to this country and they make a name for themselves, and they build up their communities, and you know, they're doing well. We're the only ones. Like, what's different about us?
I don't think. Oh, go ahead.
I want to get your perspective as well too. We're the only ones that are here not by choice. You didn't choose to be here. Now,
Thank you.
Now, of course, there's some people that want to say, like, you know, they were already Africans native to this land, and I get that. We were master shipbuilders and we were trading with the Americans, stuff like that. Cool, I get that. And they were even, you know, the Native Americans and Africans, they kind of came together. But regardless, they were still Africans from the continent brought over here, unwillingly, you know what I mean? And we have a very different history than everybody else has.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But, like, give me your take on it. I want to keep.
No, I agree with you. You know, we were kidnapped. We didn't choose to get on the boat and looking for freedom and, you know, coming to America. You know, we were kidnapped. We were taken from our lands. We were, they stripped us from our culture, our names, our language, our families, right? Because I feel like even, right, I have Nigerian ancestry, but I feel like sometimes if I'm walking past, that may literally be, you know, a family member of mine, right? Sure. It's a strong possibility. But I don't think anything is wrong with African Americans. I just think we're in a system that isn't for us. right? A lot of us didn't know how to play the game in America, right? We didn't start off in the same place as a Caucasian person. So a lot of people, look at African American, a lot of crime, and they don't know how to build. And we're waking up,
Right.
we're learning,
Right.
We could
In real time.
yeah, in
Because
real time.
They try to make it seem like it's so long ago, but it's like, bro, it's literally been 60 years
Yeah.
since.
And I be thinking that like Kenya is like I think close to that
Yeah.
age, but you gotta give us some grace. Right? You can't be hard on, I'm not hard on my African brothers, like the ones that's in jail and committing crimes. I just think you were lost.
Yeah.
You didn't have somebody
You have
to
no
guide
idea.
you.
You have no idea.
You don't know who you are.
Right. And it's easy for people to say like, well, just don't do crime. You should know crime is bad. But if you grow up in an environment where your brother and your sister and your mom and you don't know your dad or whatever the case is, everybody's doing the same thing around you.
Natural.
It's like you're just gonna do what you see around you. You're
Exactly.
seeing it from an infant, from a baby. And so how as a baby you're gonna just I'm not gonna what my mom is doing, I'm not gonna see what my siblings, what my environment's doing, I'm not gonna see. That's just it's not you can't expect people to get it like that. You know what I mean? So it's disingenuous. But I will say now, in this age of time, there's no more time to be victims anymore because
I agree.
we have the information, the technology, like to the point now where it's like, okay, now I have this information. I can only blame myself if I choose not to do what not to do with it. And talking to a brother like you got the information. You're not just sitting here like I'm just gonna go ahead. The system's not for me. Forget it. I'm just gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You picked up and you did what you had to do. You know what I mean for you and your family. And I want to get into that too. Like we had a good conversation there, but tell people a little bit about your background, where you're from exactly, like, and then we'll get into.
So I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay, Philly.
So, yeah, I'm from Philly. And before coming here, I was at one time an account manager, and then I switched over to NDT, non-destructive testing.
Nice.
I went from account manager, managing a $24 million portfolio. But then I'm like, I'm not making enough money. So, my goal is, the American goal is making six figures.
Right.
So I'm on that. I'm like, I gotta make six figures before I hit 30.
Right.
So now I switched over to NDT, non-destructive testing, for steel mill. And I hit those goals, right? I had my side business where I was investing in real estate,
Nice.
and then also working my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Right. So with my 9 to 5, I hit that six-figure threshold, and then I had my investment on the side, my buildings. So I hit So I hit the six-figure mark, and
Made it mountain. Okay.
I hit it, and nothing really changed.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I was able to go on more trips with my family.
Right.
I can pick up the shrimp and the lobster a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right.
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 Yeah.
But nothing changed. Like my environment really didn't change, and we're actually going to purchase like a little over $250,000 home.
Oh wow.
But
Congratulations.
we almost did that.
Oh, you almost did. Okay.
But thank God we did not.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'll probably be still
Over there.
be over there chasing the American dream. So we're walking. We're like, oh my goodness, this is a beautiful home. Then I started looking at the neighbors. I'm like, wait, this ain't. I don't think I'm gonna feel right, especially raising my family here. Knowing what I know. Not trying to get too deep into that, but knowing what I know, I'm like, this not it. So then we start looking at Atlanta. We start looking at Florida, trying to look for like a black community. I said, I think we still gonna go through those same issues, right? They're still gonna be. I'm probably still gonna be pulled over. I'm still gonna be racial profiled, and then I have a black son and a black daughter, and in my mind,
You get both worlds.
I'm gonna bring them into that, right? And I don't ever want to sit down with my son and have that discussion.
That talk. Yeah.
That talk.
We all know that talk.
And I said, I got to do something before, my kids are older. They're still young. So I said, what would my ancestors want me to do? I kept asking myself, what would they want me to do? And I kept hearing, go back home. Go back home. So then I started researching Africa, African countries, and we landed on Kenya. We actually were looking at Ghana, Tanzania, and then actually on my birthday dinner, my wife took me out to a nice restaurant, and we're sitting next to a table full of African women from the continent, straight from the continent, right? And most of them were from Kenya. So we had a conversation, and they said they have education, the weather, the language. So we pretty much realized it'll be easy to get acclimated quickly in Kenya versus Tanzania. And nothing against Tanzania or any other country, but I feel like Kenya was like the best fit to start our journey back home. So now we're here. My children are in school, and I mean to tell you, if I was an emotional person, I would have cried walking the campus of my kids' school. I mean, all these beautiful black children run around happy. The teachers are happy, embracing their children, and then they have an amazing facility. Right? You walk on the campus, you'll think it's probably like a college campus. I mean, a brand new football field, soccer field, Olympic size. Olympic sized pool. Like they offer horseback riding, taekwondo, computer classes, all these coding, all these amazing things in Kenya, right? So for me, I didn't know those schools like this. I was just following my spirit and what all the Almighty Supreme Being was telling me to do. So we landed on this campus. And I said, "Oh my goodness." People, our African Americans or the diaspora do not know Africa has this.
They don't. And another thing I want to tap into as well too. That's really beautiful, man. When I watch your channel, one word that constantly I get reminded of when I'm watching it, how you emphasize the safety here, and I think that's very important because we're both here, right? And we both have family back home. When I tell them that I'm coming to Africa, even if this is my third time being here, and I'm actually here for my birthday. I wanted to celebrate my birthday here.
When's your birthday?
Friday, October 20th.
Word.
Yeah, so
I just turning up in Mombasa.
Yes sir.
Now I know why you're going.
Exactly. So I said I want to come celebrate my birthday here. I always want to go to like a different country on my birthday, but I want to come back to Africa. And a lot of people was like, really? Okay. You want to like go to like Tulum or something? I'm like, bro, Tulum, like,
come on.
No, I want to experience. I want to experience Kenya. I've seen how much love the Kenyan people have given me, and
it's the beautiful people, amazing people,
beautiful people, and I want to give back to them as well too. I want to like give them this experience of like, this is I'm an American black man that knows I have roots on the continent, coming back here and exploring, and safety was always an issue with my friends and family. Like, be careful. Let me know when you get there. Do this, do that.
But that's the Western media,
right?
Putting a fear on their people to not go back home.
Exactly. And I'm like, bro, do you know the type of fear that we have? We're like so blinded because we're a lot more at risk of being harmed.
Oh man.
Back where we're from than we are here. Like, you can just look at your crime like map of whatever major city that you're in, insert here, and you're gonna see some crime happening every day.
It's a great chance. It's a good chance that something may happen to you.
Right. So like, but when it comes out here, yes, every place has problems. Every place has pros and cons. And I'm not trying to bash one and do this, but the view on Africa has just been so heavily influenced with just poor and dangerous. And I'm just like, I don't want to show that. I don't want to highlight that. You know what I mean? And even I want to go to Kibera because I know it's a popular destination to go to in Kenya, but like I just don't want to show that because I feel like we just already seen enough of that. You know what I mean? So I want to show more positive. Like I want to show more of the other side of Africa that the Western media doesn't really get to see like that all the time. Yes, Africa has houses. They have mansions actually. You know what I mean? They have, very nice malls. Like I went to the Westgate Mall. It looks like Pentagon City Mall back in DC. Like it looks very nice, very secure. You know what I mean? And I feel safe out here as well too.
I feel extremely safe. Back in the States, I had anxiety. Drop my children off to school, seeing the news, watching what's happening. people going to schools and doing, horrendous things. And I really had serious anxiety. I'll be at work worrying about my children, worrying about my wife, like, praying that nothing, happens to them. And not saying nothing happens in Kenya, but not on that scale.
Right.
Right. People are not going to schools and doing horrendous things. Right. And even here is like petty crime.
Right.
And if somebody snatches my phone out my hand, okay.
Right.
But if somebody snatches my phone or tries to rob me in the States, they might take what I have in my pocket and my life.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like, which one do you want?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then my family did the same thing when I said, hey, I'm moving to Africa. I didn't even tell people I didn't tell a lot of people because I didn't want them to put their fear on me.
Right.
I didn't want them to
protect your energy.
Yeah, I had to protect it because I said this is the best thing that I could do for my family, right? And as a man and as a father, you're always thinking of what can you do, what can you do better. And my dad always raised me. He always said, "Do better than me, be better than me." And I said, "This is what's going to be. This is what's going to better our family and our lineage, right? Our legacy, right? For my children to soon be able to get African passports." To be citizens of an African country, that's changing our legacy. That's breaking generational curses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's.
I want to ask you about that too, if you don't mind me asking. I noticed, obviously we had certain benefits of being, United States citizens. That blue book is very powerful, right?
Yes.
We have a lot of privileges that a lot of people don't. To the point now, like I know some of my friends, they don't even know, like, we can travel to more African countries than Africans, with our U.S. passport. So, do you also foresee? Well, I mean, your children. Did you guys already have them in the States before you moved over here, right?
Oh, the passports?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we traveled.
Okay.
Yeah, we traveled.
Okay,
I went to Tulum, like you was talking. I went to Tulum for the honeymoon. I ain't going to Tulum. I was like, damn. I went to Mexico for, I went to DR. But
that's the norm.
Yeah,
the norm.
Yeah.
That's but it's cool. But how do you feel about, like, maybe future generations? Like, say when your kids get older, do you want them to still, like, maybe have that opportunity to, like, have U.S. passports for their children, but still, like, kind of like, I don't know, maybe dual citizenship, or you want to, like,
I believe in dual citizenship.
Okay.
I believe in, because we still have family in the States.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunity in the States as far as, me being a real estate investor. I want my children to continue doing that. Right. I'm not, people say, sell your apartment, sell your buildings, and I'm like, no, that's not for me.
Right.
We eat off of it now.
Right.
But that's for my son and my daughter.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
what's the point of building all this if you're not going to pass it down?
Exactly. And but I want them to be dual citizens.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we have family and we have properties back there, business back there.
Right.
But I think that African passport is solidifying our legacy.
The connection here.
Yeah, and coming back, because it's been 400 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to build here. They'll be able to.
You have a choice and have that option.
Exactly.
Just like how other groups have that choice and option.
Yeah, and they say, oh yeah, you can always go back to America. I'm not going back to America. I'm telling you right now, I am not going back to America. Do I have business there? Yes. But what do I do with my business? I built my business, my 9 to 5s, right? And what's happening now? That money that's generating in the States is coming here.
Right.
And now I'm patronizing the Kenyan
supporting the
economy.
Yeah.
Right, the African economy. So you gotta be smart about it. But I wouldn't give it up. Yeah. But I'll go back, visit, check up on my business, whatever like that.
Right.
Keep everything tight. But this is home.
Right.
Kenya is home.
Right.
This is home, man. I feel good. My children feel good. My wife feels good. Like, I've never felt this type of freedom in my life. It's empowering.
It's amazing.
And nobody, like I said, you could talk to somebody on the phone. Yo, bro, come, pull up Kenya. Yo, that plane ticket. I'm like, that plane ticket is, it might be a stack.
It's a stack.
But you're not gonna spend nothing when you get here.
Yeah, man.
You're eating for $2, $3. Your Uber is $2-3. Like, you're not gonna be spending much.
That dollar stretches so far here.
Exactly.
Like, I have no idea. speaking slow. I got a lot of cash on.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like I got it, but at the same time,
$300.
but for me, I also like to give back as well too. You know what I mean? Like while I'm here, I want to bless the people that I touch. You know what I mean? I want to bless the people that I encounter. So, you know, wherever I go, I'm giving them tips. You know what I mean? Because I also understand there's difficulty that they face here too.
Yes.
Like, because you know the reality of it is, you know, we have opportunity in the States to make different incomes and do different things where not all the other countries have that same opportunity to make that kind of income. So like the mentality and the poverty that is over here is not so much like I want to rob you for clout or I want to rob you for this that. It's like no, they're trying to find their next meal sometimes. You know what I mean? So if I can like bless one person with this, and that might feed you for a week, and now I can take that stress away from you. I'm happy that I can do that for you. That's my way of giving back,
And that's God's work.
Yeah.
That's definitely God's work. And you know, like I said, like jobs.
Yeah.
Like that's not a job. Is really serving people.
Right.
Like that's real work.
Yeah.
You know, that 9 to 5 is not. You know, that's making somebody else
Rich. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So,
So you mentioned that you're in real estate development too. I don't know if you want to dig into too much details about that, but I'm interested in getting into that as well too. I have an Airbnb property that I'm doing right now.
okay.
Have you thought about investing in Kenya as well too?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
Absolutely, I would. I can't wait to invest here. I can't wait to start businesses here.
nice.
But for me, we just hit our year mark here.
Okay.
So I've seen a lot of opportunity here, but I didn't want to jump into anything as
Okay.
soon as I got here.
Yeah.
For me, that wouldn't make sense because I don't know the lay of the land.
Right.
So now that I'm understanding more what the people need, and then also forging relationships, creating relationships, and that brings opportunity as well.
Yeah.
But just pretty much getting the lay of the land.
Right.
And now that we've kind of sat back and kind of just observed, okay, this is what we can do. This is what we can do. This is, you know, we can hire the Kenyan locals and all that to feed their families and put food on their table as well. Because I don't believe in, you know, just me eating, sitting at a table by myself just eating.
Yeah.
I want to feed everybody.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't mind creating a business where it feeds hundreds of Africans.
Yeah. That would
You
be
know, our people. So
That would be
I would love to start a business.
nice, man.
Yeah.
So, talk a little bit about when it comes to other people back home in America, right? Well, I'm sorry, this is home.
Yeah.
For our other brothers and sisters who are
I like that.
that are in the States, right? Who may want to come to Africa. You made the decision to come to Kenya. Tell us why Kenya over the other countries.
Okay. So Kenya is pretty much we chose Kenya because of the people that started to come into our lives.
Okay.
They're actually Kenyan,
Okay.
right? So the birthday dinner was one
Gotcha. You mentioned that.
one thing.
Yeah.
But then even my sister-in-law met a Kenyan that she introduced us to.
Okay.
So that's 2.
Okay.
And then I'm selling, you know, we're preparing to move to Kenya. And we're selling our items at home, getting rid of all our stuff.
Hold up, sir. You didn't come here first? Before
No, I did not visit.
what the heck?
I did not visit.
Oh yeah, man. You had tunnel vision,
Yes.
a vision. Did you have any like fear or insecurity or anything like that? Like
I didn't
talk
have any
about that moment.
I didn't have any fear. Me and my wife were talking about it. And Africa was on my mind for years.
Okay.
Mainly like Ghana. We go to Ghana, you know, and kept talking about. We're about to close. We're about to, you know, purchase a home in America that we're gonna, you know, spend 30 years, you know, paying off on everything,
Right.
and realizing, okay, what is the most important thing for our children, and that's their environment.
Yes.
So like so many different reasons why
Yeah.
we chose Kenya, and so many different reasons why we moved to the continent. So instead of purchasing a home and still going through that same cycle, but we said we're actually in the cycle. We're actually in the rat race.
Yeah.
Let's step back and get out before it's too late.
Right.
Right?
Right.
We're you know, almost 30 years old. Let's make a change
Right.
for our legacy.
Yeah.
And Africa kept calling.
Yeah, man, because in America, like, people come to America to make money, right? It's a land opportunity. Yes, you can make a lot of money there, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Sometimes there's people who make a lot of money who hate their lives, who are stressful. It happens every day. You know what I mean? And I had this conversation on the podcast previously with my co-host. What's more important, money or family? You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't know that. People would tell me that.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that until I hit that 6-figure mark.
Right.
Because I said money, money, money.
Right.
You know, I want to get, I had the Mercedes Benz and all that stuff like that. But that didn't make me happy.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to make me happy. I thought buying that big house was going to make me happy. You know, I thought, going up the corporate ladder was going to make me happy. But you're still in an environment. Yes, you're still in an environment that don't care about you.
Right.
So that dawned on me, and then having children, it amplifies. Right? It said, I'm about to put my kids through the same cycle I did. The same cycle my family been through for the last 400 years.
Right.
Go back home.
Right.
And I didn't have fear because I didn't tell many people.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro, some people were shocked.
Yeah.
They hit me up on Facebook and I was like, yo, I heard you in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out here.
Yeah,
I'm out here.
Yeah.
Because I started to tell people what I wanted to do, and they're like, "Oh, Africa's this." They had the stereotype. I'm like, "Yo, I can't
Like, have y'all even been? Like,
you haven't exactly." So then, barely, anybody has passports, right?
Yeah.
A lot of our, community doesn't have passports.
Right.
So
that's got to change too.
it has to change.
Yeah.
We buy the Nikes, we buy the, Gucci and all that stuff like that. Just spend $200 on the passport.
Right.
So you can see the world. Because you see it from, you think the earth is flat right now.
Right.
And it's not.
And you think it's just you don't know what you don't know, right? I tell people all the time, like, when you travel and you go to a different country, it's like a new key that unlocks the door. Like,
it opens you up.
It opens you up, bro. Like, it's like you can try to explain it to somebody that's never traveled, but they're never going to get it until they do it themselves. Like,
yeah. So like I was talking to my family about it. I stopped talking about it. I'm like, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right. So when I quit my job, that's probably the scariest thing.
Yeah, man.
Because I was very comfortable, stable. Comfort doesn't mean it's not always a good thing.
Right.
Being comfortable is always not a good thing.
I agree.
But once I put that 2-week notice in, I had it all typed up, right?
Yeah.
And I was sitting on it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I was sitting on it for a little bit. Money coming in every other week. You got your business, so we're living good.
Yeah.
And we subscribe to the American dream,
Right.
and a lot of people will say, you were living the American dream,
Right.
but that American dream wasn't good.
It wasn't your dream.
It wasn't my dream, So I'm like, I gotta subscribe to the African dream. But the only scary part was quitting my job. But once I sent it to the HR, I said, "Oh, ain't no going back
It's done now. I was like, hey, it's done.
Ain't no going back
I'm
now."
moving by faith at this point. You know what I mean?
And I was preparing for something all my life, right? My dad, shout out to my pops, he handed me a book at 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
And it was Rich Dad Poor Dad.
It's a great book.
And it's an amazing book. And if you have not read it, please read it. You can read it or do the audio.
Yes.
But he handed me that book at 14. And, he didn't come from, poverty and all that stuff like that. Philadelphia, crime, everything.
Right.
So we didn't have everything. But what he did give me was knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? And if he didn't have the knowledge, he said, here's the book.
Passing it down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So that.
Doing what he could do for his generation to you.
Yes.
And to see what you're doing for your next generation, bro. Like,
and I tell him all the time, like, I couldn't be here without you.
It started from you.
I could not be here without you.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why
you changed my mindset. You changed everything. I thought, I was doing things that I shouldn't have been doing, trying, make money. And he handed me that book. I'm like, I need a duplex.
Right.
I'm gonna get my feet wet. I'm gonna get a duplex.
Right.
All right, now you got a duplex. Let me get something else.
Yeah.
Let me get something else. So I was preparing the whole time. A lot of people look at me like, "Oh, you lucky." Da da da. I'm like, bro, I've been working on this life 10 years ago.
Wow.
When I was trying to get y'all together and put money together and buy a building, y'all wanted to party and do all this stuff like that. I'm in college working full time, at night, going to college full time, scraping up money to put a deposit down on a home, on an investment. Because I know I'm gonna eat from this later on.
Right.
Right. And so I sowed the seeds, and we're eating from that. Right.
Right.
We're reaping from our investment.
Right.
That happened 10 years ago.
Right.
12 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this is why it's so important to have father figure in the home.
Absolutely.
And then, this mentorship too, like him blessing you with that book. That was from the outside looking in.
Mm-hmm.
That was the key right there.
It was huge key because it changed my mentality.
Yeah.
It changed my mentality.
What would you say is some things that, so if people are in the States and they want to do what you have done, like they want to move their family to Africa, what are some suggestions that you would give them? Because was your wife always on board? Was your kids old enough to understand what was going on?
My kids were so young. When we moved here, my daughter was 4 and my son was 6.
Okay.
But my wife, shout out to wifey, Dorothy Musa. Kenyans love to have the hard R, so Dorothy Musa is her YouTube channel. So if you're a woman looking to move here and you want a woman's perspective, check her out, please.
We'll put her link in the description and everything.
Okay, that's dope. But wifey was on board.
Yeah,
because she allowed me to lead. A lot of in America right now, you always hear the woman against the man.
Gender wars.
And that's noise.
Yeah. It's a distraction. And
it's huge.
It's toxic, and we
very toxic.
We get in, and it's so bad because we're in it, right? And I'm not gonna lie, me and my co-host, we have these debates and stuff all the time, but we always try to come up with a solution for it. Like we don't want to just sit here and argue just to be arguing. Like I'm a black man, she's a black woman. How can we help our people move forward? Like, we shouldn't be at war with each other. We need to figure out how can we move together.
Yeah, but I look at that like we all have the same enemy.
Right.
We all have the same enemy. I don't care if I'm in America or in Africa or whatever. We all got the same enemy, and that even comes down to a black woman and a black man. It's like, who's separating you? Who's causing you to have this rift? We weren't always like this.
We weren't.
Right? You got the welfare.
Yeah.
You got the you have the
crack epidemic.
What's the homes? Section 8 and all that, and all these places where hey, you can't, a man can't move in that home.
Right.
She can be in that home paying $50 a month.
Right.
You go ahead. I'm good.
Right.
And then when your son get old enough, you weren't paying anything, but you were paying. You didn't have a man in your house.
Right.
So that little boy grew up, and now he with the system, because that system was taking care of you and your child at that time. So,
and you don't even know it.
Pay up.
Yeah.
Yep. We over here with it. Yep. Upstate with the feds.
Yep.
We don't.
Dang, I didn't even think about that connection like that.
Yeah, we don't see it.
Wow.
We don't see it, and it's like you really got to dig deep. Even Thomas Sowell, he's an economist. Like, you got to really read, and our leaders were dropping gems, but a lot of us weren't paying attention.
Right.
A lot of us weren't paying attention, and that's okay, right? But you gotta just peel the curtain back. Like, we're not at odds with our black women.
No.
We're not. I can go on and on,
and most of it is just social media anyway. You know what I mean? Like, social media is not real life.
Yeah.
Like, reality TV is not real life.
It's not.
You got all these people that are focusing so much on what these reality stars are doing and talking about.
I want a man that's 6 foot and an NBA player. Like, come on. It's only like what, 4,000 or 5,000 NBA players?
Statistically, it's not going to happen.
It's not
going to happen. And then he's not going to just choose you. It's not. So, like, we got to be realistic. Like, do you want the clout, fame, and the money, or do we want to raise our family? And then I think there's a great, solid amount of women and men who that's what they want.
Yes.
And we have to, like, kind of chill to protect them from hearing all that other noise. And,
bro,
like,
that phone and TikTok and all that.
It's hard,
and
man.
you hearing all these people saying these different things, and then you looking at your wife like, oh, she don't do that.
She don't do that.
Oh, he don't do that. Ooh, I want something new. I want something else. That's all noise, and it's a distraction, and it's trying to separate you. You don't even know it's a warfare going on
Right.
up here.
Right, it is up here, and it's attacking the states really heavily too. Because I would say this, you know, I'm a single man right now, right? But you know, I'm in the dating scene and stuff like that. I don't have these kind of problems that like some of these other guys are dealing with. Like, my biggest thing is like choosing the right one. Because it's very, very important, right?
Very important.
So I'm very, very picky on who I deal with.
Gotta be.
And I'm extremely busy too. So I let everybody know up front, hey, I'm not going to be texting you all the time. I'm doing this because I'm busy. If I can find somebody that understands that and will do that, cool. But I'm not rushing. I'm patient.
And they're out there.
They're out there.
They're out there.
Mhm.
It's just you didn't, you know, the society pressures. You gotta be married by 20 something.
Yeah,
You gotta have a house by this.
Yeah.
Like that's all noise.
right.
Live your life.
Yes. Everybody has different races. We're not running somebody else's race. We're racing our own race. Like I tell this people all the time. Like Samuel Jackson was like over 40 something years old before he started his first movie. And he's like the highest grossing actor of all time. Like your time may not be right now. That's okay.
But
You know
that's
what I mean?
social media. Like IG, you start looking at somebody that's ahead of you, making a ton of money, you know, and then you get depressed because you're not where they are.
Right, exactly.
That's
yeah.
not, bro. That's
It's not healthy. It's not healthy, man. Yeah.
That's not healthy, and I think that's what social media does for people. They start looking into your life and comparing. Oh, he did this or she did that. Like you said, you're in your own race, right?
Yeah.
Like you could be down and out, but God could be preparing you for something that you don't even know.
Right,
It's like, okay, you're not ready yet to handle this money.
right.
You're not ready yet to find this woman yet
That's a fact.
of your dream.
fact.
You got to get all that out the way,
Mhm.
and then when you see her, okay,
Right,
game on.
right. Exactly.
Then when you get that money, it's game on. I know what to
Right.
do with it.
Exactly.
Cause we all blew bags,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
We came into a couple dollars and we blew a couple bags. And
Yeah.
Look back.
Oh, Lord, did I blow some bags?
I know, I look back too. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, I could have had another grip.
Right,
but,
right,
like, but like you look back, you can say, but that's all a learning lesson, right? Because if you get that 20 again, you know what to do with it.
Right, exactly. It's a learning lesson. Yeah, exactly. And I was just having this conversation with my brother before too. It's you don't have to look at everything as like loss and beat yourself down over mistakes and stuff like that. Like especially in your 20s, I'm like this is the perfect time to make all the
20s,
mistakes.
30s, 40s.
Yes, like
If you up here, if you
Yeah.
waking up,
bro, make as many mistakes as possible.
exactly.
It's just learn from them. These are not losses; these are lessons.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I really do truly believe in that, man. So yeah,
Absolutely.
man. What would you say is like been your most memorable moment since being here in Kenya? I know you've been here for about a year.
Moment.
What's your most memorable moment since being here so far?
I keep thinking back to my children,
Yeah.
you know, and one time me and my wife were in our bedroom
Mhm.
and our kids were in the living room
Mm-hmm.
and start hearing these voices.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, somebody in our crib?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh no. So I went out.
Yeah.
I started hearing this, different voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out, we looked out, and it was our children talking.
Mm.
But they're talking in a Kenyan accent.
What? Wow.
So that's one of the most memorable. I got a lot, but that's one of the most memorable things. Like just a confirmation on like I'm doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people looked at me quitting my job, getting rid of everything that I work for, material things that you can always get back.
Yeah.
And they, they're looking like, oh, you shouldn't go there. You're gonna be back. It's probably a bet right now.
Right.
Saying you're gonna be back within 3 months.
Right.
You've been here a year, and just the culture embracing my family,
Mhm.
embracing my children,
Mhm.
and then them embracing the culture as well.
Mhm.
Right? We used to eat out a lot.
Mhm.
McDonald's is terrible for you.
Yeah.
Burger King.
Oh my God, the food,
I
bro.
do miss the burgers, but besides that, my children were eating like that, right? The
Mhm.
French fries and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right now they eating real food.
Real food.
Like my son will pick up a chapati
Mm-hmm.
and throw some beans in it, some rice, and roll it up and eat it. Like he eat real food at school, at home.
Yeah.
He's not asking for McDonald's and it's certain things like you think, oh, my kids are always gonna have to eat like that. They don't like anything else. They just eat nuggets and fries.
Mm-hmm.
When you put your children in an environment where that's all they're gonna eat, they're gonna get used to it. They're gonna enjoy the food.
And the food back home
Oh, it's
is
terrible.
so
for them.
bad, bro. It's like not only do like they spike it with so much sugars and salt and stuff like that, they put ingredients in there that makes you crave the food more.
Yes.
Like, it makes you addicted to it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like you can eat and eat and eat and still want
It's
to eat.
real. I
It's
didn't
bad.
realize that. Like you hear about it,
Right.
We know it, but we still do it in the
Still
States.
do it, right.
But when you come here, you start eating, then you're like looking in the mirror, like, am I
My
losing
face,
weight?
yeah, my face getting smaller.
I'm eating rice and beans and
Yeah.
and carbs and all that.
Right.
And you're still losing. You're eating more fruits,
Yeah.
apples, bananas, all types of amazing fruit. It's a passion fruit.
Yeah, we were drinking some.
It's a
some
passion
good
fruit in this.
Mhm.
But when you come here, you start eating healthier,
Yeah.
and you're really not changing too much of your diet. You're still eating as much as you were before.
Right.
But you start losing weight, your skin, you African,
Right.
right? We need that sun.
Yeah.
Your skin start glowing.
Right.
You're
Yeah.
feeling better. You don't have to take vitamin D anymore.
Yeah, and bro, what's so cool about Kenya is it's so close to the equator
Yes.
too. And then I'll tell you my first thought when I got here, when I got off the plane
Mhm.
and I got out of the airport, I think that's some good air.
Yes, yes, it's different.
They got some good air here. Like
Wait till you go to the coast.
oh yeah, yeah. see.
We're in the city. We're
right.
in
That's
Nairobi.
what I'm saying. There's 5 million
So-
people here.
When you go to the coast,
Mm-hmm.
your nostrils gonna be flared up.
Right, right. It's just like this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like you don't realize what you don't have
Yeah.
until you don't realize you don't have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like wow. So from the food, from the air quality,
Mhm.
this way of life, it's just yes, you're gonna slim down. You're gonna start looking healthier,
Yeah.
feeling healthier, moving healthier. You know what I mean?
We lost a significant amount of weight
Yeah.
here.
Awesome. Man.
Within a year being here. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, and it's not just you saying that either, because I had an interview with another gentleman as well too, and he said that same thing.
Mhm.
Came here, ate the same diet,
Mhm.
lost 40 pounds.
Yep.
A girl came in,
That's accurate.
same diet, within
Facts.
3 months, lost 20 pounds.
Yep.
It's just like she was eating just the same
Yep.
amount. So just imagine if you wanted to be cautious about
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Like here, like I've been moving.
Mhm.
Like I'm still trying to find a way to like eat the food, but
Mhm.
when I eat the food here, I'm full.
Yes.
And then I'm enjoying it and I'm satisfied. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but I'm not craving to eat.
Yes.
You
It's
know
the
what I mean?
sugar. They don't put
Yeah.
sugar in everything.
Right.
Like the States. Like
Yeah.
like I said, it's really a mental warfare back
Yeah.
in the States.
Mhm.
For you to lose weight, you got to be really conscious of what you
Right.
eat, and you have to go to the gym,
Right.
and you have to fight. Because
Because even the organic food ain't organic.
Yeah. You're seeing commercials
Yeah.
every time you watch TV on
Mhm.
YouTube. You see a bunch of commercials. You're driving, and you're driving to where you see Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks.
McDonald's.
Oh, I'm hungry. Let me get that. It's really a warfare,
Right.
And I don't look at people like I don't judge people
Right.
because if you come here, you don't have to have those battles.
Right.
It's not the same battles anymore.
Right.
It's changing now.
Right. I didn't even think about that too. Just the fact of like driving around. Like I've been taking Ubers, driving around Nairobi and stuff, and I'm not seeing fast food
You're not
restaurant
seeing
chains.
fast
Like
food.
I don't even
You gonna
think
get,
about that
you
till
gonna
just
get
now.
rice, beans, chapati,
Yeah.
ugali.
Yeah.
You're gonna get things that fill you up, right?
Mhm.
And you're gonna be good for the rest of the day.
Right, for the rest of the day.
You might eat an apple or something like that, and
Yeah.
apples are like, I don't even know, 10 cent, 15
Right.
cent,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, I was telling one of my friends the price of avocados back home. She was just like, "Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, one avocado costs like $2?"
I just got a bag of avocados.
Yeah, yeah, man.
And I got it for free
Wow.
because a friend of ours brought it to our house. Like, oh, I just went to my village.
Mhm.
We got a ton of avocados.
Oh wow.
And they came back and just gave us like 10 avocados.
Beautiful.
And I'm trying to eat them up before they get back.
Right, right,
I'm like,
exactly.
this is, you know how much money this is back in the
Yeah,
States?
back home. Yeah, I can flip this.
Like, yeah, exactly.
like, let me go ahead and get on the phone real
For
quick.
real. You give me this for free? Like,
Right.
You can't. No,
Yeah,
it's
no.
different out here.
What would you say for people who want to come here, right? Like, what are some things that they should do? Like, first time in Kenya, first time in Nairobi. What are some things that you think that they have to experience?
I feel like you got to experience the animals,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
When I look outside my window, sometimes, before I used to see squirrels,
Yeah.
sometimes you might see a mouse.
Right.
And I see monkeys carrying their babies.
Really?
Right, on the electrical line, right?
What?
So I feel like you really have to embrace the nature here,
Yeah.
right? You're going to
Nairobi National Park.
you go to the national park.
Yeah.
You're gonna have an amazing time.
Can't wait.
Seeing the animals. But I say embrace the animals, going to tours, and that's one thing too. I never took my child or my children to the zoo.
Oh,
My
okay.
grandma kept saying, "You better go to the Philadelphia Zoo. You went there."
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to see my kids looking at a
Animal
lion
caged up.
outside. Yeah,
Outside of downtown.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
So you come here and you see the animals free.
Right, natural habitat.
You might see a lion or something eating a water buffalo or something like that. But that's natural.
Right, it's the way of life.
My kids saw that. They're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my goodness!" Oh,
Right.
but that's life.
Right.
You know.
And I want to preface this too for the for the people that there's a stereotype like, oh, well, Africans, they got lions in their backyard.
Yeah.
Technically, in Nairobi, Kenya, this is the only city in the world that has a national park
In the middle of the city.
Is crazy, man.
Yeah.
So they have, it's like a giant, line of walls, so
Yeah.
that they can't come into the city. But it's so beautiful to be able to like look out and see just pure, beautiful wildlife, and let them. They're not caged up. You might see a lion, a zebra, an elephant, whatever, just cross mingling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
And I'm glad that they preserved it.
Yes,
That's
and,
beautiful.
it's amazing. Just like when you go to, if you're going from Nairobi to Mombasa, you can take the SGR, the train.
Yeah.
And even on the train, you'll see, sometimes you get lucky enough, you see elephants and giraffes and all that. So, you might pay a couple of dollars to see that. But, but the nature, I feel like embracing the people.
Okay.
Embracing and patronizing their business.
Yeah.
Because everybody, like, we have a honey guy, we have a fruit person.
Okay.
It's all these entrepreneurs here in Kenya, right? And
Group economics. So you're supporting each that's
like, somebody might be just selling glasses. That's all they do is sell glasses. Patronize their business. And I'm very mindful of where I go and what establishments I go to.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure my money is going to the locals.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, it's easy for me to go here. It's less headache or something like that.
It might be more familiar.
Yeah. But I go to the market.
Yeah.
I go to Kawangwawi. I think it's called Kawangwawi. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They're going to correct you.
Yeah, that's one thing they will do.
Yeah.
They'll let you know.
Yeah.
But I go to Kawangwawi to get my fruits and veggies.
Yeah.
Right. I might grab a pack of socks, some garments from there.
Mm-hmm.
But really embrace the culture.
Okay.
Here, don't just go to tourist destinations. Get the tourist stuff out the way.
Yeah, do that.
But then go to CBD, go out to the villages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really get to know Kenya.
Yeah.
Because you'll be tricked thinking, oh, this is Kenya, but it's not. Once you go out to the villages and stuff like that, you befriend locals. They'll take you to their village. Embrace the culture. Get some namachama.
Okay.
What's that? Or get some nomachama.
What's namachama?
That's just like real meat.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But that's what they call it, and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's really good. But
yeah, I had camel for the first time yesterday.
Oh wow! I think I had camel. Was it at Carnivore? Restaurant called Carnivore. Was it good?
It was good. I ain't gonna lie, it was good. I was surprised. I wanted to ask my friend. I was like, "What part of the camel is this?"
Yeah, right.
He was like,
the head part.
Yeah. Is this the hump?
Yeah, right. For real.
So, as we wrap this up, man, I want to know. We do this with everybody that comes on the podcast. It's like, just call this like the top things. You know what I mean? Just let us know the first thing that comes in your mind. Okay. What would you say is your top inspiration?
My top inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's family.
I knew I was asking the question,
family.
but
that drives me, man.
Yeah, I can see. I can see that.
That puts a battery in my back.
I can see that.
Right,
yeah.
and then creating a legacy.
Yeah.
And my grandmother, my mother, my sisters, my father. Especially understanding their struggles and knowing how far we got and how far we're going. Because this is only the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Right.
Hearing my grandmother say, you know what, she's 80 years old. I talk to her all the time. That's my heart.
Yeah.
Before I leave this earth, I want to be able to visit you in Africa.
Oh my God.
In Kenya.
Oh my God.
So that's a battery. I'm like, yo.
Oh my God.
Yo, somebody got to go get a passport.
Yeah.
Somebody got to go there. Take her to get her picture and all that. But that's inspiration for me. And that's just being a good man.
Yeah.
And giving back to Africa.
I love it.
Love it.
Man.
But yeah.
what would you say is your top artist? Yeah, so who do you like to listen to? It could be, I don't know, maybe your music taste changed when you moved over here, or is it?
Oh, you still playing the Meek Mill?
Okay.
You know that stuff is just
Right.
ingrained.
It's ingrained in you,
know
right?
that hip hop and R&B is still ingrained. You know,
it's funny because wherever I go, it's that. And I was showing one of the locals. I had to bring go-go with me. You know, I'm from the DC area, so I played the go-go music here. And it's like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah,
but that's cool. Yeah, Wale, of course. Yeah, Fat Trail, Chocolate.
Fat Trail, man. Yeah,
that was a top man. I love Fat Trail.
He just got out too.
Yeah, I know, man.
He just got out. He hit the pavement hard. Like,
yeah, he did. His last joint was fire too. Yeah,
exactly.
Looking forward to it.
So yeah, definitely hip hop. Like here in Kenya, I said this on my channel. A lot of Kenyans listen to country music.
Oh yeah, so, I noticed. I thought that was why. It was like really interesting.
I was shocked too.
Yeah, like out of all genres.
Somebody commented on my channel like, "Yo, do your history." You know, black people made country music.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
guys.
I get it. But at the same time, I didn't expect to hear it on. Like they'll listen to country music, they'll listen to R&B. Like you'll go to a club, you'll hear Tupac, Biggie. They really immerse themselves in just music.
Nairobi is. You can tell like Nairobi has its own culture and stuff like that, but it's also a cosmopolitan city where they bring in like cultures from. You're gonna see a lot of Asians here, a lot of Caucasians here, a lot of different mix of people too. So that brings in different styles of music, and culture, stuff like that as well too. But yeah, man, I was surprised to see that too. I know a lot of people like country music here.
Yeah.
And I understand. I think all music does come from Africa.
Absolutely.
And I think
it's still a shock.
Yeah,
it's still a culture shock.
Yeah, it's just like, yo, you know about Toby McGraw?
Yeah. Like they were telling me this one dude, and now I'm thinking you gotta learn when to hold them, you gotta learn when to fold them, or something like that. Like that's what I be listening to that. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but it's still the hip hop, R&B.
Do you have like a favorite hip hop artist or R&B artist right now?
Right now, I know I'll probably get a lot of flack for this.
Nah, that's all good, man. Well, it also depends on what you say.
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I love Gunna's album.
Okay.
I'm loving his album. You know, and even
look, man, I'm a civilian, okay? I'm a civilian, okay? Mfalme, I want to thank you so much for being a part of Top Hill Podcast,
I appreciate it.
Bro, like it's been an absolute pleasure. We had a great time. Let the people know where can they find you, like what's the name of your YouTube channel, everything. Just go ahead and plug yourself, man.
So my YouTube channel is Mfalme Musa. Please subscribe to my channel. You'll find me traveling Kenya, interviewing African Americans that's visiting Kenya or even looking to move to Kenya. Talking to locals, touring coffee farms and all that. So I just try to pretty much change the narrative because we've been fed the wrong narratives for so long.
Yeah.
So it's time for us to come back home. And then also you can follow me on Instagram. It's Mfalme_Musa. So please check me out. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man. We out, y'all. Peace.
Top hill, top hill, top hill.